Hey, how's it going, everybody? I'm Shadow Stitch, your coach of the Charlotte Chandelures, and we are finally back doing another draft league. This, of course, is going to be my very own draft league, the Castelia Battle Network. So, yeah, this is a VGC draft league that I started way back in Generation 8. With Sword and Shield and stuff like that, and it has still been going for quite some time, and we are in Generation 9 now, so this is most likely going to be the last season of Generation 9, and then maybe we'll revise it whenever we get into Champions or something like that, but I wanted one final, big hurrah for the generation, and why not cap it off with my own draft league. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at what's going on this season. So of course this is Season 9, so very fitting. Season 9, the end of Generation 9, why not? So we have 14 coaches this season, 8 total weeks. The top 6 are going to make playoffs. We have the pretty standard 10 picks for the CBN, and we're actually doing a double restricted format. So every team is going to have 2 restricteds, and once we get to covering my team, I'll explain how that works a little bit more. And then 80 points for the remaining 8 Pokemon. Restricteds are not going to be allowed to Terra at all. However, pretty much anything else on the team, other than some very, very niche situations, which we don't have any of those Pokemon, so we don't have to worry about it, can Terra into whatever they want, and we just have to make sure that we tell our opponent our Terras at the start of team preview and all that fun stuff. So anyway, yeah, let's go ahead and get right into the team that I drafted. So I was the 7th pick overall out of 14, so dead in the middle. So I was not going to be getting any of the super top tier restricteds or anything like that, so I was kind of fine just trying to get some really high value top tiers at the start, and I think I did with Chien-Pao and Ursaluna. As of course you saw Ursaluna on the thumbnail, but yeah, Chien-Pao is insanely strong in these kind of restricted formats. Of course, it's really fast. A lot of restricteds are weak to ice, and they can't Terra out of it. All the dragons and stuff like that. It has great coverage, has even some cool utility options like haze and stuff like that. Just an incredibly powerful Pokemon. And same goes for Ursaluna. Ursaluna is one of the best Trick Room Pokemon. We do have some options to Trick Room on this team, like of course Lunala to pair along with it, and it just hits insanely hard. Also a great status absorber thanks to Guts. We don't have to worry about getting burned, and we can just kind of kill everything with earthquakes and stuff. And we even have a couple things that we can pair with Earthquake, and maybe even like Terra Flying a partner alongside it, so we don't have to worry about hitting ourselves. So after that, I wanted to pick up my first restricted. So the way that restricteds work this season is we have 2 tiers of restricted. We have R and R+. So we can only select one from each tier. So R+, as you can imagine, are like the very high-powered restricteds. And as we saw, I picked up Lunala. Lunala is a fantastic freaking restricted Pokemon. It hits insanely hard. It's incredibly bulky, especially with Shadow Shield. It is almost guaranteed to be living any hit. Sure, we cannot Terra out of our 4 times Ghost and Dark weaknesses, but I think we cover those weaknesses decently well. And of course, we can go things like Colbur, Cassiberry, and stuff. And with Shadow Shield, we're probably living even though we're getting hit by those potentially, which is crazy strong. So yeah, Lunala is also a Pokemon that I've been wanting to use for quite a while, and it's just been one of those restricteds that I've really been looking forward to, and every single time I get a chance to maybe get it, it gets sniped from me. So yeah, oh well, it is what it is. We got it now, and I'm really looking forward to it. As for my R restricted, my regular tier restricted, I went with Rayquaza. So there is a lot of kind of like mid stuff in this R tier. And I thought that Rayquaza was one of, if not the best restricted in that tier. So it also pairs incredibly well with Chien Pao. Of course, you know, Chien Pao plus Dragonite with extreme speed and all that fun stuff is an incredibly powerful combination. Rayquaza can do that too. Of course, it can't Terra to abuse like Terra Normal extreme speed and stuff like that, but it can still Swords Dance, and it can just do everything that Dragonite can do and hit even harder, which is just kind of crazy. So yeah, Rayquaza is also just gonna pair really well with maybe Ursaluna and stuff like that. I can, you know, run like maybe a fast Ursaluna under Tailwind and stuff, and it just hits really hard, and that's just really cool. So I think that this is a really strong pair of restricteds. One incredibly powerful physical attacker that, of course, can go mixed if I want it to, or full-on special attacking, because Rayquaza still does have 150 special attack as well. And then a really strong utility slash special attacking other restricted, and I think Lunala is just awesome. So however, that is pretty much our main offensive core, and usually how I do is the rest of my team is going to be filled out with kind of support Pokemon. So the first one is going to be Hitmontop. This is a fantastic option. Not only does this give us Intimidate, but also Fake Out and Wide Guard. So a lot of really great options on this Pokemon. We can even do a lot of other silly stuff with like maybe potential weakness policy combinations and the like. And yeah, this Pokemon just has a ton of really good tools, and it can still hit really hard on its own with close combat, or maybe even we can go like Technician sets with like Triple Axle and stuff like that. And lots of great Terra options with this Pokemon. It's just really cool. And then we also have my boy Fuzznuts the Furret. I love Furret. This is awesome. I do think that he's a little bit overpriced at 7, but Follow Me plus Frisk is really strong. So Frisk is an ability that you normally think is kind of useless in standard VGC, because we've switched more towards, you know, open team sheet, so you get to see all the items and stuff like that already, but you don't get that in Draft League. Like, that kind of defeats the entire purpose of Draft League. So just sending out Furret and being able to 100% know 2 of your opponent's items right off the bat is just really strong. And of course, you know, the ability to follow me away something from like a ghost type move from going into Lunala into my immune Furret is just really strong. It has some other cool options. It can go for Tidy Up if I wanted to, I think. So that's really cool. So mostly it is for Follow Me and the really strong utility of Frisk as well. So not half bad. Rabombi comes up next, and this is actually a Pokemon that I have used before, and I really like it. So of course it has the ability Shield Dust, which is basically a built-in Covert Cloak, so that means it can't be faked out. So that's really powerful, so it can just kind of not worry about that, go for a really fast Tailwind, which is awesome. Also hits pretty hard on its own. Moonblast just does a lot of damage, and we even have the option of Stab Pollen Puff to not only do decent damage, but also potentially heal our partner Pokemon next to it, which is really cool. So unfortunately, it did lose Speed Swap a while back, and that was a really fun option that it had in previous generations, but we just don't have access to it right now. So that's pretty cool. So, but yeah, Rabombi, it's a Pokemon I've used before. I really like using it. I think that it is a very slept on kind of Tailwind, a setter, and just great little support Pokemon as well. And I really like using that. So also something that's a little sleepy is definitely going to be Uxie. And I'll be honest with you guys, I'm not really high on Uxie. Like, I got it because I'm like, okay, I mean, it can levitate, it can set up Trick Room, it's basically Walmart brand freaking Cresselia, right? No, it's not. It's even worse than that. This is like Dollar General brand freaking Cresselia. It's even worse. So that's pretty much no other synergy with like Ursaluna than being immune to Earthquake and setting up Trick Room. But there are other options on the board that I could have taken than Uxie to do that. So yeah, I haven't really considered swapping it out yet, but it is something that is on the back of my mind, and so who knows, maybe later on in the season we'll see a swap for Uxie. But I mean, it's not a bad Pokemon. It's incredibly bulky, like 130 base defenses go a long way, but it just can't really do anything with that bulk. It doesn't have like, you know, a ton of passive options. Like if it had something like Super Fang or, you know, Ruination, whatever, anything like that, it might be able to do something, but it's pretty much just going to be sitting there setting up Trick Room, helping handing Ursaluna, and yeah, that's about it. So yeah, to be determined on Uxie, but we'll see. However, some other things that are still left to be determined is going to be my 2 1-pointers. Excuse me, I had 2 points left at the end, and I think I grabbed 2 of the best 1-point Pokemon. First up is my boy Cacturne. So I got Cacturne. I drafted it the last time we did Restricteds, and it actually was really freaking good. So with the option to Terra, this thing still has great offensive stats. It's slow, so it can be used in Trick Room, and it has Sucker Punch. Like, it can use Grass Knot because, you know, of course, a lot of Restricteds are really heavy. So, water immunity, like, Cacturne is awesome. I don't know why I left him down there in 1 point, but, I mean, nobody said anything, and I kind of forgot about it, so cool. Cacturne's awesome. Something I definitely should not have left at 1 point, though, is Poltergeist. This Pokemon is actually really good. I have actually used this Pokemon. I think this is the 3rd time I have drafted this Pokemon, and it's not bad. It's really not. Like, Hospitality is a crazy strong ability. Just switching in and being able to heal your partner for a quarter is just crazy good. It has Life Dew as well, so it could heal that way. But it also, of course, you know, is a Ghost type and can set up Trick Room. It's a 1-point Pokemon as well, so, you know, you're getting a ton of value out of that. Plus Rage Powder. Like, this little dude has so many options, and why did nobody speak up about this? I mean, to be fair, I kind of forgot about it too, but still, like, yeah, I'm really looking forward to using Sinistcha again. I think that it is an incredibly slept on low-tier Pokemon. It's actually kind of bulky as well with an Eviolite, so it could definitely take some hits, and yeah, this little dude is awesome. So yeah, overall though, that is my team for this season. Just kind of like how I build. It's pretty much you're going to be seeing those top 4 Pokemon every week, more or less, and then we're going to fill out the rest of the team with support for them, depending on the matchup. So overall though, this is a very me team. We got a lot of freaking fast options, we got some slow options, and we have some stuff in between, and we just hit stuff really freaking hard. So anyway, yeah, that's pretty much about it. Thank you guys so much for stopping by and watching this. And there should be a draft stream eventually. I'm just kind of waiting on Camel to get back to me when he wants to do that. But it's all good. We will make it happen. And yeah, definitely go check that out. You'll be able to see all the rest of the teams right there. And I hope you guys look forward to more from Castelia Battle Network Season 9. Like, comment, sub, all that fun stuff. I love you all. Deuces.